Welcome back to The Race. I'm Chris Stewart here in Texas City, Texas. More schools are holding drills to prepare for a potential school shooting. Our animator, Nick Refrerzo, showing why some people think those drills are controversial.
In schools across America, students are practicing what to do in case there's ever a school shooting. Active shooter drills are becoming a regular part of the school year in some places. In fact, a growing number of states now require them. On one hand, these drills can help make sure students and teachers know how to respond if there's ever a school shooting. Students can learn where to go to stay safe, or the safest evacuation routes. Drills can also help prevent someone from freezing in a moment of crisis. On the other hand, some advocates say active shooter drills can be scary and cause trauma that leads to immediate or future issues. There's some evidence that these drills can be especially tough for people with anxiety or developmental disorders. But what some researchers say is missing are studies that say these drills help save lives. They argue there isn't enough school shooting data to get reliable results. A Secret Service researcher says the approach is all wrong. She was the lead author on a recent report that emphasized threat assessment and prevention. The report says bullying and ostracism, or exclusion, are two of the top sources of student distress, and that schools should take an all-in approach to addressing those issues, and others. That means involving everyone, from teachers to administrators to mental health professionals. And while holding drills can provide peace of mind, the Secret Service says social and emotional interventions are most effective long-term.
There are many opinions on how teachers should be prepared for a potential crisis. There's a group in Florida taking a very hands-on approach when it comes to teaching to fight back.
I tried not to be a teacher actually, but I didn't feel like I could run from my calling.
I teach at a homeschool co-op with about 50 children there.
I teach science in high school.
I've got 37 teenagers between the ages of 16 and 17.
I'm going to put my life for it if I needed to.
It's a bad feeling to know that at any moment someone could come on the school and, hurt you, and your teacher, you, and the students don't know what you're going to do other than sit in a corner and hide.
If a bad day becomes a horrifying day, what's going to increase the survivability of yourself and the kids that are in your care?
Something happened that I was never prepared for. I had a transfer student who was facing some issues, and he brought a gun to school because he was hurting.
I always say this right here. The lion can't speak because the hunter's always telling the story.
So what we came up with was we wanted to teach teachers hand-to-hand combat.
Look, you see this? We start training with knives. We start showing them, pressure points and stuff. That's neat, ain't it? So you hear?
We wanted to teach them how to take down a threat.
We're gonna break down the entries on things on what they could do. I need some chairs. Go get some of them chairs. They could barricade the door, 40 seconds.
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna get in this corner.
We have the power to protect.
Go here in this corner and hunker down.
By teaching teachers how to defend themselves, you teach them to become the weapon.
I feel like
You gotta learn to climb on top.
public feels like we don't want to talk about it, that we're scared about the subject, but we want to be trained.
And we look at classrooms and we look at the way they're set up, and we give teachers examples of what you could do if you had to run. Where would you go? If you had to hide, how could you best hide your kids? And if you had to fight back, what do you already have in your room that you could fight back with?
It's a difficult conversation to have with students, but I believe it's absolutely necessary.
It's very reassuring to know that your teacher is trained to do this sort of stuff.
We talk about school security. Security is really the feeling the child has of knowing that they're safe when they're at school. And I would rather see us prepare to live than prepare to die.
I want to be calm under fire, and I want to be able to be that strength for those kids.
We're not powerless, we're not helpless. We can protect them if we learn what to do.
School safety concerns go beyond shootings. Coming up, we're taking a look at some of the issues surrounding gangs.